It's here.
Right, let me mute everything on you.
All right, I think I'm live. It boots for a while before it shows me, and most times I realize I go live even before it clears out. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Mastermind Journey series. Welcome. It's a beautiful Sunday evening. Who is in the house? Who is with me? Please say hello in the comment section if you're right here with me right now. My name is Mirabet Shima. I am the founder of the Parenting Through Mentorship Academy and PTM Resources. I am also the proud matron of the Mastermind Circle with Kamsi. And in this series, we are interviewing and having conversations with parents and children in the Mastermind Circle. We call the children in the Mastermind Circle our partners. So we call them the Mastermind Partners. And so this series is, just hanging out with the partners, having conversations with the partners, and then they're sharing with us what their journey in the mastermind in the last 7 months has been. Okay, for some of them, it's more than 7 months. We have most of them actually. It's more than 7 months. We have the kids who have been with us since the beginning. All right, since the beginning of the Mastermind Circle. So at the beginning, when we started the Mastermind Circle, it was a termly program, meaning people joined, for a term. So as the kids are going back to school at the beginning of the term, we start the Mastermind. So the Mastermind Circle program is a peer mentorship and accountability program. In case you've not heard of the Mastermind before, so it's a peer mentorship and accountability group where we work with children between the ages of 6 and 14. The goal is to help those children start what we call the consolidation, basically. And this simply means the time in your life where you take all that you have been taught by your parents, your teachers, your pastors, your coaches, everybody, and you begin to understand your role in your own life. And then you begin to take steps, conscious steps, intentional steps, geared or equipped with the knowledge that you are the most important factor in your life. You're the most important person in your life. So we have those children understand the fact that their parents have good intentions. Their parents love them. Their parents will do a lot to support them. But there's a giant within them that can only be unleashed by they themselves. Okay. And the earlier they start self-directing, the earlier they start understanding the why behind their actions, the earlier they start doing things because they want to do the right thing for them, for themselves, and not for their parents. The earlier they do that, then the better for them, because hey, the earlier they do that, the more they are focused on the future that they want, or the more they can begin to achieve the things that they need to achieve in their own lives. So yes, your 6-year-old is not too young to start self-directing. Yes, your 7-year-old, your 10-year-old, 12, 14. Okay, they are not young at all to start making informed decisions. Okay, and so we point them, to right choices. We point them to skills. We point them to setting goals and achieving those goals. We point them to all of these things just so that they can start making informed decisions in their lives. And parents, the good thing about this is the moment your children get to this point where your children understand the why behind what you want them to do or what you're trying to sell to them, whatever that is, whether it's kingdom life, meaning your beliefs, your ideology, your faith, or it's the fact that they need to pay attention to the academics and pursue it with excellence, or whether it's you saying to them something, you need to learn how to manage yourself as a person, or you saying, you live in this home and we need to bring in all of our energy in this home together, so you need to learn how to manage the space that you live in whatever area it is. We are here in the Mastermind leading your children in all of these areas. Okay, so let me not say too much about the Mastermind when we have people who have been here with us for a year, 1 year and a half, 7 months and thereabout, who can actually share their own experiences with you. Why talk too much when the real people, okay, in this whole dynamics can share their stories with you? And that's why we put this system. I mean, that's why we put this program together, so that the parents and their children can begin to share the stories with you on their own. All right, so I have my guest in the house now. Is she there? I had her a few minutes ago. Okay, I can't seem to find my guest. Okay, so we'll just hang it a bit. I'm sure she's going to join us very soon. All right, so our guest is a parent in the mastermind. She actually has two amazing boys in the mastermind. So she has two of her children in the mastermind. All right, so this particular parent had, enrolled one of her sons, her oldest son, to be in the mastermind. And he joined us and we started working and all of that. Few weeks after that, she said, no, my second has to be here also. And then she reached out and said, you know something, I'm bringing my second child here too. So we'll be asking her, okay, why she had to, bring her second son after the first one. Okay. All right. So, we will be asking her why she had to do that. We'll be asking her, okay, so that we understand what is going on here, and see how the program is affecting the parents in the program. All right. So my guest isn't here right now. She was here a few minutes ago. I don't know what happened. We've lost her. Let's see. I mean, she's gone off the stream. Okay, so she's trying to send me a message. So let's see what that's about. Okay, but I'll just go on and keep talking about the mastermind while we wait for her to join us. All right, so as I said, it's a peer mentorship and accountability group. So what does that mean? It means that the children are learning from one another because we have a group of children about the same age in this system. Okay, we understand? Would it be... Sure, sorry. Sorry, I'm trying to communicate with my guest. Just give me a second there. All right, so that's it. She'll join us. She'll be joining us in a few minutes. Yes. So as I said, the children. So we have a group of children about the same age range, and the mastermind. In the mastermind, we have two groups of partners. We have the junior partners and we have the senior partners. Now, the junior partners are kids between 6 and 9, or 6 and 9 at 10, basically. Okay, and the senior partners are children after they turn 10. Okay, so after they turn 10, between 10 and 14 years old. So you see, we have grouped them in, age brackets, right? Where we have children with the same interests, children who are about, the same age range, about the same class, and all of that. So this is how we have them in the mastermind. So we call them the junior partners and we call them senior partners, the two categories. Apart from that, we also have the small groups. Okay, the small groups are called the pair buddies. Now, each pair buddy has a number of children, right, in there. So why do we have all these groups? Okay, because we want to point our children towards leadership skills. Leadership is huge for us in the mastermind. All right, so the children learn to direct themselves. The children learn to lead themselves. The children learn to create small teams, right in the mastermind circle, and they're able to direct themselves in those teams. Yes, so we are big on leadership skills. Now, the mastermind circle is one of those programs where you say, or one of those, yes, programs, institution, whatever you want to call it, that you say is child-led. You know, the way you go to schools and they tell you, oh, in this school, our curriculum is child-led and all of that. The mastermind is fully child-led. Some schools will tell you it's child-led, but when you go into the system, you realize that it is led by the teachers. Okay, but this one is fully it's led by the children. So the children the children do some of the trainings themselves. So basically, we say there's no hiding place in the mastermind. So the moment your child is in the mastermind, your child knows that at some point you will have to anchor a presentation, you will have to lead, the group, in a book review, you will have to be the one to talk on a particular topic, you will have to create, you will have to do research and come and share with the partners, okay, in certain areas, no matter what those areas are. So basically, every child in the mastermind is trained in public speaking. Very, very key, because we understand and we say to the children, your voice is Your voice is one of the most important assets that you have. Your mind, your voice, your most important assets. So if you have a mind if you have the right mindset, okay, you have a mind that is powerful, and you understand that that mind is a factory, meaning it can create so much. You can create anything you believe in, and anything that you can put, you can put yourself, your mind to, right? Basically, the mind can create anything that you can put in that mind, and you can dare to visualize or think of. Okay, so we make the children understand that, we build their mindset, we help them understand that there is no limitations, okay, that they can do all things and they can do anything they put their mind to. All right, we also help them understand that no matter what it is that is going on in your head, in your mind, no matter what it is that you carry, however talented you are, whatever it is that you have inside of you, if you do not learn to use your voice, if you do not learn to open your mouth, if you do not learn to take your space, okay, to take your position, to take your place, okay, in the table, okay, of life, then nobody will get to know the message that you carry. Nobody will see anything that you have. Okay, it's like a light that is lit and it's put under the bed. And we all know what the scripture says about us being the light of the earth, of the world, and the salt of the earth. So we remind the children about this every day. So because of that, we are big on having the children, all right, listen to themselves, know themselves, see what they carry within, and then learn to use their mouths to speak, okay, or to share what it is that they have within, or what it is that they carry within, so that the world will see them for who, the world will see them, the world will hear them, and of course the world will enjoy of the message or the value that they carry and the message that they carry. So that way they are able to live their purpose. Okay, so these are the things that we do in the mastermind circle. Okay, these are the things. Oh, my guest was here. Let's see what's going on again. All right, okay, I'm sure she'll be back here soon. Network issues. All right, so these are the things that we do with the children. So yes, first off, as your child comes, the child knows that. The first thing the child will learn when the child gets into the circle is, okay, there's no hiding place in this place. This is not one of those places where you go, you sit down there, someone will come, they will teach you, and they teach you, you're not participating, you're not doing anything, you're just hiding there in the background, and nobody is seeing you, or nobody's recognizing that you're hiding in the background. There is no hiding place in the mastermind. All right, so that's the first thing you need to know. Secondly, the children are made to understand that in this life, we must learn to plan for the life that we create in our head. We must be able to visualize and see where it is that we're going to. If we're able to see what it is that we want, where we're going to, okay, we're able to create that vision in our head, then we can begin to set goals that will help us achieve those. Okay, so the children are made to understand the place of goal setting in their lives. So as soon as they come into the mastermind, the first major task that they will do is to set goals for themselves. Yes, we do not set goals for your 6, your 7, your 8, or your 10-year-olds. Okay, we don't set goals for your 14, your 13, or 12-year-olds. We make them set goals for themselves. Okay, now we understand that they are children and they probably have never heard anything about goals or set any for themselves. So what do? We equip them and make them understand what a goal is and what it means to set a goal for yourself. So we do that, and before you know it, the children are setting goals for themselves. They are creating a vision board so that they can visualize and they can continue to see that goal. You know how scripture says that's what you should write out the vision and you should put it out there so that anyone that sees it can run with it. So that's what we do with the children. We get them to write their own vision and then write it down, put it somewhere where they can see it, and they can continue to remind themselves and remind their minds, and then of course they can put actions to those goals. So yes, that's what we do. When we do that, we help them break those goals into actionable plans. All right, so they break the goals into plans, and then we don't leave them there. That's why we say it's not just a peer mentorship group, it's an accountability group, and that's where I come in. So in the mastermind, I am the matron. Yes, I am the matron of the mastermind circle. circle. So yes, I'm not the one leading that circle. I'm the one ensuring that everything that needs to happen in the circle is happening in the circle. So you know the way your children go to boarding school and you have the in the boarding school you have the matron, right? In the hostel. Yes, that's who I am. So I'm the matron in the mastermind circle. So it means that I am there every time. I'm there every time. I'm in the meetings. I'm everywhere the children are. I'm in the small groups. I'm in the big groups. I am everywhere, guiding, guarding, directing, supporting, encouraging, motivating, and all of that. I'm a certified motivational coach. All right. So I know, I mean, basically my motivation is not even for, as in I am a child motivator. I'm a certified child motivator. All right. So yes, I know what it means to motivate your child, to make your child see the giant that is within him. Okay, him or her. I say it every time. All right. Just drop a child with me and I will make the child see the giants that they are. That is my core, helping children see what is within them. Okay, helping children understand that they are powerful. So my guest is here. I'm just going to bring her on screen straight up. I don't want to even waste time so that we don't lose her again. All right, just give me a second now. All right. All right, I think I got my guest on screen now. Good evening, ma'am. Are you on my screen already? Okay.
Yes, I am. Good evening, Coach Mary Beth.
All
Hope you
right,
can
good
hear me
evening,
clearly.
Joma. Bella,
Can
you
you
are
hear
off
me?
and on, right? Network.
Yes, exactly.
All right. It's so nice to have you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. All right. So my guest is Ijoma Arinze. She's Gabriel. I call her Gabriel's mom most of the time. She's Gabriel and Daniel's mom. Thank you very much for joining me, ma'am, and for agreeing to do this. This is how I harass my parents. Okay, I tell them, come and show up, and they show up. I mean, some of them, the notice is just one day, right? Sometimes it's in the morning. Hey, man, are you coming to the show today? And they're like, oh, I'm busy, but let me check, let me check. Okay, yes, I can come, right? Because so the this mastermind journey, right? It's basically we just want to tell the story. We just want to, we want to tell people say you don't talk about the mastermind a lot. We don't hear about the master. I've never heard about the mastermind and all that. And some of these people are people who, have friends whose kids are in the mastermind and they're told about the mastermind. And then they meet me. Sorry, I lost my guest. She'll be back, I'm sure. And then they meet me and they're like, all of these things. I see it in the children. How come? I never heard. Okay, I hope I am not the one with the network issue. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Are we still live?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
all right then. Yes, I can hear you too now.
Can
All
you
right,
hear
so
me?
they're like, all these things I see it, but I mean, this child, the child is this, the child is that. How come I never heard about it? I'm like, okay, maybe we're not talking too much about it. Okay, we'll start talking now. We'll start talking. Let's talk. At least let's do. We need to hear about what we do, what is going on in the mastermind because there's a lot that is going on in the mastermind. There's a lot that is out there on the table that if you're not here, you are missing, basically. All right, so welcome, ma'am. Let me ask you. So when did the kids join the mastermind? I mean, when did they join and how did you hear about the mastermind? Since they say we don't talk enough about it. So how did you hear about it?
All right. Thank you, Coach Mary Beth. I'm so glad to be in this program this evening. All right. About the mastermind. I got to hear about it. I got to know about it. So let me say, I joined in February this year, and I got to know about it through, through Coach Wendy. Yes, and I always know that Coach Wendy will not just mention anything. You know, hope you're hearing me.
Yeah, I am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Okay, yes. I know she won't mention anything. And when I was looking out for when she brought out one of your books, and I went to that book, and that book is I think it's Bedtime Stories, written by
Mhm.
Mary Beth Chima. written by Mary Beth Chima. So
Yeah.
when I, bought that book and went through with the book with my children, I was like, who is this person that could put up this whole intelligence write up, this whole intelligent book? I started looking out for how to connect with the person, So that was how, luckily for me, Coach Wadi just mentioned the name one day, Mary Bird Chima. This I said, oh my God, that Mary Bird Chima. Let me see. And that was when another of your book came up again. So I was in the venture of trying to get your other book. I was able to get your number from her, and then I connected with you. So on connecting with you, that was when I now knew about this program that you run, Mastermind program for the children. I was now like, oh wow. And what even connected me the most was because it was even your son, your child is the main person in this stuff. So when I saw the flyer and I saw your son, I was captivated. I said, no, this is what I've been looking for. Like this kind of circle is what I've been looking for. And that was how I was so engrossed to it. I decided to register. And that was how I registered in the month of February. Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you so much. You know how, so usually the mastermind, at the time, yes, we had started in December, and we decided that we're not going to. So what we try to do is we try to onboard um, the partners at the beginning of the circle, and we say, okay, we're not going to onboard, we're not going to take in more partners, in the middle and all of that, But I remember when you called and all, and I'm like, okay, something, let's just get the child in. And it's amazing. It's really amazing how you meet someone and you just connect with the person, isn't it? You meet the person and then you connect to the person, and then you just find out, okay, this is probably what it is that I have been looking for, and all of that. It's happened to me a couple of times too, where you just you don't know about someone, and then you meet them and you're like, oh, okay, so this is what I have been waiting for. So the Tuki Jamal is talking about is bedtime stories for champions. So that's bedtime stories for champions. So bedtime stories for champions is my first book that I wrote. It's a collection of stories of young people who have started pushing themselves to do amazing things and are impacting the world. And that's probably because I am big on this aspect. I'm sure now that you're in the mastermind, you know that I am big on children connecting with who they are, their strength, what is within them, and then, of course, being right there to help them know that that thing that is within you is something. It's huge, it's big, and you can do something with it. At the beginning of this book, I wrote in the introduction, I said that sadly, that some children have packages within them that will never be never be unwrapped, right? Some children have so much within them, they have packages within them that will never be unwrapped because they don't have that one adult in their lives, that's one adult in their life that believes, right, in their potential, or believe in what it is that they have inside. So it's because of this need to get more parents to see what their children have inside, to believe what their children have inside, so that they can start helping their children unwrap those gifts that they have within them. You see, the thing is, sometimes some of us start our intentional journeys. Okay, we start our intentional parent journey, right? We are getting the knowledge, we're becoming equipped, we're beginning to shout, oh, now I know, now I understand, now I know, now I understand. But you realize that you are growing, you are equipping yourself, you are empowering yourself, but you still do not know how to get all that you are learning, you still don't know how to spread it to the different aspects of your children's life so that you can raise a wholesome child. So for some of us, we just end up with, okay, let me just get, the discipline parts. So you get discipline, you get discipline parts and all of that, and then the children begin to do well in school, and then you forget that there are other aspects of their lives, right? Or you're struggling with other aspects of their lives. And so that's why we thought, okay, something, let's have a program where we can begin to help the children, where we can point the children themselves, to the inner strength that they have, so that the children themselves will begin to make the efforts that they need to make to be everything that they can be or to be wholesome. Because as I said at the beginning, or as we say to the children every time, your parents can support you. Your parents can have good intentions. Your parents can be there for you. But only you can unleash the giant that is within you. So no matter how much support you give your parents, your children, all the knowledge you have, all the support that you're giving them, if you don't get your children to the point where your children begin to believe in those dreams that you have for them, believe in those visions that you see for them, believe in those intentions that you have for them, until your children believe and they key into it, it'll just be like you dragging them. Okay. And we like to say the earlier your children can believe in your vision and key into that vision, the better for them. Because what happens is when they can believe and key into that vision early, it means that they begin to make efforts early. The moment they can key into this, the moment you can get to that point of understanding, you now understand each other, they understand you, they understand the why behind, your intentions. They understand why you're saying to them, do this, or you're saying to them, don't do this. When they understand all of this, you realize that you are now in sync. And it eliminates a lot of the struggles that you and these children could have along the way, just because you got to this place of understanding and connection early. So yes, you can be that parent that you have all the knowledge. Now you can get your children. Now you can get your children to pray. Now you can get your children to obey you. Now you can get your children to think of now you can get your children to think more. Oh, my guest is in and out, in and out. So now you can get your children to do all of these things. But until you get your children to the point where they understand and they see what it is that you want for them, then it's actually a struggle. Okay, my guest is coming in and going out. I think her network is really bad. I'm sorry about this. Okay. All right. So we would wait for her to come in. As I said, Ijoma has two of her children with us at the Mastermind Circle. One of them is 12 and the other one is 9. I think. Okay, the other one is 9 and one of them is 12. So I was telling you how we run the program in the mastermind before we started talking, before Ijoma and I started talking. I said we have the pair mentor, we have the small groups and then we have the big groups and all that. Now in the mastermind, we meet the senior partners meet twice in a month. Okay, they meet on the second Sunday of the month and on the fourth Sunday of the month. The second Sunday of the month is a partner meeting. So basically, the children are by themselves on that day, of course, with the matron in the background. All right. So what the children do on that day is they have one of them who trains them, one of them who has studied and has trained those research, on a particular area, and then this person comes and trains the children. Remember, we said we're big on leadership skills, okay, and then we are big on the children inspiring each other and motivating each other. And remember, we are also honing public speaking skills in these children. So on that first meeting, the children would come, and then one of them is going to anchor the meeting, another one of them is going to do the presentation in that meeting, and then the other partners will review the book of the month that they must have read in the course of that month. All right, Ijoma, you're back. Thank you. Sorry, this network issues. Good to have you back. Are you there? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yep.
I can hear you.
Okay. I'm so sorry about your network. All right.
Yes.
So let me ask you, since you're here now, were you saying something? She's gone again. The network is just really happy. I know Sunday evenings can be very funny too. Okay. So okay, while we're waiting for her to get back. All right, I was saying, so yes, so on that meeting, they review the books and the partners read all kinds of books. They could read like really amazing books. Okay, 1 month during this year, we introduced them to African classics. All right, so we got them to read Things Fall Apart. And it was really very interesting to see the children review Things Fall Apart, as a book. Okay, and these are 12-year-olds and 13-year-olds. Okay, we don't even have a partner. Okay, I think just one or two of our partners are now 14. All right, so it was amazing just watching them review the book, listening to their reviews. Some of them having to call like really strong Nigerian names, and some of the kids are not even Nigerians. Okay, some of the kids are from other part of Africa. Okay, and we have children from 6 different countries. All right, we have children from the UK, the US, Cameroon, Ghana, Canada, Nigeria. We have children from around the world like that. And then we have some of them who are not Nigerians. So it was really nice to see them try to call Ikemefuna and Ukonkwo and all of that. But the children reviewed the books powerfully. It was such, a wonderful experience. So they review books like this. They review all genre of books, really. So we've had Things Fall Apart. Oh no, it was so amazing when we had them review what's the money book that we read? The secrets of the oh, I can't remember, but okay, my son is far. Secrets yeah, one of the financial well, how can I not remember this book? I used to have it on my table. Rules of Wealth, right? Yes, it was nice. When they had to review Rules of Wealth, that was explosive. It was explosive what the children did with that review. Okay, so they review books like this, they read books like this, get deep knowledge, okay, and all of that. There was the other time we read Maintain Your White. We're talking about, they were learning about purity and learning all about, the sexual conversation and all of that. So we review all these kind of books, okay, and the children do like really amazing jobs reviewing this book. So it's really nice to watch them. You sit down there, you watch them review this book, they talk about these books from their different perspective, and that's the whole idea. So that children begin to see, that other people have different perspectives from the ones that they have, and they're able to like compare their perspectives and all of that. It's a good place to get your young children to start, grooming themselves that way, okay? Understanding the place of personal development and all of that. We know how those of us who have worked in establishments, you see adults who cannot even, adults who would not, they would not spend a dime to develop themselves personally. If it's not the office that is giving them an opportunity, that's it. It's never going to happen. For this kind of adults, sometimes the office will even give them opportunity to develop themselves. You see them go for some of these trainings, and all they're concerned about is the money that comes with the training and how they can go spend that money or go shop, during those trainings. So you see how you have adults who cannot spend a dime to train themselves, to empower themselves, right, to get personal development. So now, if you're going to get your children, you want to get your children to be the kind of adults who understand equipping themselves, who understand, right, investing in themselves. Then this is a good way to introduce them to that. When it comes to places like these where they know I am here because I want to invest in my future. So when your children start having conversations besides just conversations about football and gaming and all of that. So that's what the mastermind is about, getting children to start having meaningful conversations with each other. That's part of what we are about. So you should see these children, amazing conversations that they have. Amazing conversations. That's for the senior partners. And then at the end of the month, we bring in a coach, a trainer, an expert in a field, and then the expert comes and train them in the area that we've been talking about for the whole month, the theme of the month. So sorry, Joma. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right, so we'll just take one or two questions and then we can run since the network is not even being kind today. All right, so I was going to ask you, so what's the biggest way that the mastermind has impacted the boys so far? Okay. For you, what's the biggest way that it has impacted the boys?
Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes,
Can you hear me?
yes, I can.
All right. Okay, now. So sorry about the whole network
No, no,
issues
not a
this night.
problem at all.
I just didn't expect it coming this way.
It's
All
okay.
right. For the biggest way the mastermind has impacted in my sons had always been um the kind of motherly support system we get from the mastermind. In as much as it's Kamsi himself, the young man that is spearheading the whole thing, the coach by her side, on her own side, Coach Mary Beth is always there like a mother hen, to all the children. And for me, that is just it. She understands them in with a whole wealth of experience. And for me, that is one of the things I've been looking out for someone that understands like a mother, someone that and also can see far in a child. And apart from being generally in the academy as per doing things together, Coach Marybeth usually handle them one-on-one. Her one-on-one with them is always beyond just being in the academies. She handles them like a mother, like she carries their challenges, their issues on herself. And it's one thing that actually gives me joy, because my son, it's someone who wouldn't want to open up to anybody. Like, he doesn't find it comfortable just talking to people about himself. But for the way he was comfortable speaking with Coach Mary Birds was amazing to me. I was just looking from the background, like, oh wow, really? I saw her could speak like this calmly, because she knew how to talk to them. She understood, or she understands their language, and she knows how to talk to them, how to get to their mind and make them listen to that thing which the parents have been trying to talk to them about. That's one of the things actually like made me relax in the system. And secondly, another thing again is fact that most children that are there, they have this they have this vision, they have their personal vision, impact, goals. For me, that is just it. I when I come in, I'll come in with a child who already has this value system running for him, meeting the other one that's already doing something very useful, very impactful for himself. And you would also always want your child to be in that kind of category, in that kind of in that kind of circle or system. And it's one of the things that actually made it going for me. The value system connected my personal value system or my family value system, connected with the mastermind value system. So when I came in, when I saw this whole thing, I was very pleased. And I'm like, oh, even next year, by God's grace, we're coming back again to that place. I was even wishing, Coach Barry Birds, please, oh, if they can have physical meeting points, I don't mind, though. If you can hear me.
We get there. Yeah. Thank you so much, Ijoma. This physical thing, when we started the pair group, I said to them in one of the meetings, I can't remember, they have names for their pair groups. All right. And this the pair group is something that we're going to in the next cohorts, the pair group is something that we are going to like take really very seriously, because we feel that in the small pair groups we're going to be it's going to be very easy for us to hit the real visions that we have more when we have them in small groups, that we can be that close to them, you know. So I said to them in the group, I said, I don't know how you see this. Just close your eyes and look at it this way. We are creating something here where you can have, you have each other. As in, you have each other beyond just coming online and seeing yourself on the screen. We're creating something where you are in Canada and you're like, hey, Josh, I'm in Canada. What's up? Where are you? Where can we meet? That's the kind of relationship that we want to create with these children. We're creating something where one child is at a point in his life and is trying to achieve something, and he's like, guys, this is where I am at. What do you think? And we have like a think tank formed right in the mastermind circle, and the children are, navigating and, trying to figure their way out together. Oh, have done this, or you have done this, or you are doing this. That's the kind of system we want to create for these children, where they can find trusted people, as you said, who share the same values and all of that. We say this always. I mean, always. Coach Wendy says it all the time. We cannot pick the friends for our children. We can't pick friends for them. We can't say to them, you can't be with this person. You can't. We can even if you try. Sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, they can pretend that okay, this person you don't like. Okay, I'm not. But the thing is, a lot of the times I've seen this from experience, from growing up. It is the one that your parents say, I don't want to see with you. That's the one that ends up lasting the most. I mean, we've had cases when we're growing up, you have your siblings, your brother, and that particular girl that your parents are like, I don't want to see you. We've had friends, that particular boy that your parents will say, I don't want to see you with. You realize that if that connection was you're supposed to be there for 6 months, it ends up being there for 6 years because the fact that you are saying I don't want you is the one that is giving it a reason to leave to be. It's what's fueling it basically. So no, we don't want to get into that space where we're saying, who is this friend? I don't want to see them. I don't want this. No, we want to empower the children so much that from the word go, they know what it takes to make the choices that they make as to who is your friend, who are the people in your circle. They understand this from day one. And then apart from that, we want to put them in environments where the environment on its own brings them in the same space with like minds. And from that environment, of course, they will make their friends, right? So we want to be that intentional, like that. And these are the kind of systems that we want to create. As we say all the time, okay, you can't change the world the way it is. You will just have to separate yourself. All right. We will just have to create a system that separates us from the people who are not us. Take it the way you want to take it. All right. So thank you very much, I am Ijoma. All right. So let me just ask you the last question before you go. Okay, even though you've talked about it somehow. I want you to try and describe the relationship in the mastermind between the partners, the matron, and then the parents. All right. Are you with us? Are you with us?
I can hear you.
Okay. So I said, I want to ask, okay, even though you've mentioned that a bit when you're talking about, me and the children and all of that. So I was saying, can you try and describe in a few sentences the relationship, that tripod relationship that we have between the partners, the matron, and then the parents? Can you try and describe what you think that relationship is?
All right. Um, before I go to that, you asked me something about how it's the mastermind academy has been impactful on my own children. I I want to mention this that if there's anything, it has rubbed off on them to be people and children that move with value. Like it makes them to be up and doing when they come to the platform, when they come to the WhatsApp group, where they see the other children doing things that are very meaningful and impactful. Could do they'll talk about things they've done for the day, their chores, being able to do things by themselves, be able to be self-disciplined, being this hardworking, achieving things in a day, and even apart from that, building on their personal skills. I could remember the one that impacted them most was even the mastermind kids conference.
Yeah.
The children conference was, oh god, it was something else. Please, everyone, look out for that mastermind, the children conference. Oh my god. That one blew my children mind. I don't know how Coach Mary Bird did it. So that one blew their mind. It was something else that it's impacted them so much. Everything, in fact, one of the biggest impact had always been Kamsi himself, the partner in the mastermind. Kamsi, he has been an inspiring one to even them to sit up. They were like, oh, see, Kamsi is doing this, so I could do this, so I have to sit up. They sit up. So it's one of the things that has rubbed off in them to wake.
All right, I think IJ is having a bit of a problem there again with the network. Okay, so she was just talking about the Mastermind conference. Yes, so the Mastermind conference is a conference that we started this year. So in the past, I would have conferences for parents. Okay, and then recently I said to myself, you know something, let's focus on these children. There's so many people that these children parents can learn from, and they're very sorry. I think she's back. Let's get so we put that conference together for the children, and it was a conference for children by children. Yes, so the speakers at that conference were mainly mastermind partners and other young people who came in to share their experiences with these children. It's really just amazing when you see young people who are already thinking of impact. All right, welcome back, Ijoma.
Yes, thank you, Coach Maribeth. That Mastermind Kids Conference is amazing. I thought it's going to go far. It's mind blowing, so inspiring. I can remember the day one of the speakers, one of the guests, the kid guest was speaking. My husband had to ask, "Is this?" He said, "Is this a child that is speaking here?" I had to tell him, "Yes,
Right?
it's a child that is speaking like this." We're like, "Oh wow." Which is really wow. And then I told him, this is where I want my children to always be, to come in here and be inspired. It has been very inspiring. And again, now it's talking about the relationship between the matron, the parents, and everyone in the system. It's really been amazing. I don't know how Coach Mary Bird does it though. I don't know how she does it. She has this closeness, with every parent in the mastermind. There's this closeness. She's there to call. She calls beyond just the mastermind thing. She's there for your children well-being. I can remember my son had a particular challenge in the school. Coach Mary Bird took it on her head. She took it upon herself, like, please, what is happening? I want to know what's next. I'm like, So my son said, Mommy, coach is taking this seriously. I say, yes, I love that. She asked me again the next day, please, Ijoma, I want to know what is happening there about Gabriel. So that is how connecting she is to everyone and to even the parents. It goes beyond just being in the cycle. She's always there to uplift the children's mind, and also always there to have this big connection with the parents. For me, it's very awesome. There are I just don't want to say this, but let me just say, but there are places you will be, or system you will be, whereby the matron, or the matron or the lead would not really have that system or that avenue for the parents or people involved. But then, Coach Marybeth, I don't know how you do this thing. You have this connection. We connect, like it goes to even to how do we run the homes. Imagine how you run your home. Like, what's your challenge with parenting? How do you run your home? Any challenge? She will share her experiences. How she said being able to handle a particular challenge. Wow, she's so real. But Rebecca is so real. Like, okay, this thing you're going through, I have gone through this stage, and this is how it's. So we all went through about it. So she's always there beyond just the mastermind as a parent. She's always there with you, like she's walking the journey with you about your child. She will tell you how to go about this. She will tell you her own experiences. She will tell you how she went about it. She will tell you her struggles. So she's there until you pull through, and she's been there to encourage us. She's always there to even encourage me. So I come sometimes she will give me time, see the time to talk to me. Hey, we will just be there. We will talk about things, like things to help us out as parents on this journey. They say parenting is war, and you need like minds to be that in that war with you, to lock hands together and move in that journey, or in that journey you're going. So Coach Mary Bird has been awesome with parents on this. I see how she connects with every parent. She goes as far as knowing the children's birth dates. She goes as far as knowing their birth dates. She comes out, she celebrates children, celebrates their achievements, makes them understand how to, go through their struggles, and how to win in their struggles, how to win in their failures. What I'm saying here right now is something I've experienced with her, and I'm so loving her, the academy, and the whole mastermind about this.
Thank you so much, Jeremiah. Said so much. All right, so thank you so much. You know, the truth about it is we understand that there is no how we can reach these children without their parents. So I get there are times that parents send me messages or call me and say, "Oh, coach, I want you to mentor me, or I want to work with you," and all that. I'm like, I don't work with parents, right? I'm like, I don't work with parents. Go to Coach Randy. Coach Randy is the one who works with parents. But if you have your children in the mastermind, then we work. Like, so you have your children in the mastermind, then we can work together, because it means that I can't work with your children without making sure that you are not spoiling my work in your house. So I have plans for these children, and if I'm having this plan for these children and you are not on the same page with me, then it's not gonna work. So because of that, I will look for you and find out what is going on. Why are you not allowing this work for us? Basically, so as it is, we say to the parents. I mean, the mastermind is get buy one get one free. That's what it is. It is buy one get one free. So when you bring in your kids to the mastermind, it automatically means that we get to work with you. And I don't know how to work with people, on top. If we're working, then we're working, because basically there is a vision, and if we are not in sync, we cannot achieve that goal that we're looking for. And if I'm going to start, you're calling me and you're like, I don't have time, then it means that I may not be able to achieve what I want to achieve with your children, because I need you to reach those children. So thank you very much, IJ. Thank you for all you do with these boys. Thank you. I mean, these things are not I said the mastermind is affordable, but it's not as if this money is just around that you can just pick it and throw around. I mean, you can use that money to add somewhere and buy something. So when parents go out of their way to go the extra mile for their children, I like to appreciate them, because hey, you could do anything else. There are parents who still don't understand that they should do any of these things for their children anyway. So thank you so much for all you do for the kids. Thank you that when we call you, you show up. Thank you
Thank
for,
you.
I say every
All right.
time, it's not every day that the children will be pumped up, ready to show up, do all the things that we ask them to do. So sometimes when they are not, showing up, I don't get angry with them. I don't get, oh, these parents, they're just very lazy. I don't get that, because I know how, these things can be, how overwhelming it could be, so I want to reach out to parents and say, what's going on? You okay? The boy's okay. The girl's okay. Okay, so why am I not seeing you? Why am I not getting reports? All right, can we put ourselves together? How many days do you need?
Yeah.
2 days?
Mm.
Can you bounce back after 2 days? These things are very important, because the consistency is very key. And if as parents we can't be consistent, then our children are going to draw the energy from us. Right. So your children will draw your energy. So if you're planning to come to, you should be planning to come to the mastermind. As they are coming, please up your energy, because your children are going to feed on that energy. All right. So thank you so much. So to join the mastermind is really very easy. I think I have the wrong thing scrolling. So we have the information on the screen right now. All you need to do is take a picture of it. It is for you to book a slot in the mastermind is just 5,000 naira. And with that, you can book a slot for September 1st, 2023, where we start the new cohorts. Okay, while you after you've done that, you can put the rest of the money together and try and get to pay everything before the middle of September, so that your child can go on this journey with us for a whole year. 1 whole year, 50,000 naira. It brings it down to about 4,000. That's what you pay us to have your children with us every day, Monday to Friday, every week, every month, in and out, our whole heart in their lives and everything. 4,000 naira. I say it always. Not even the lesson teacher in my village, without teaching your child math, or is even struggling with teaching your child English, will take 4,000 naira from you to actually teach your child, even if it's twice in a week. So what we give you in the mastermind is premium at a very affordable rate. You cannot get it anywhere else. And I'm not even mincing words. You can't get it anywhere else. Nobody will give you this affordable amount for what we do. in the mastermind. All right, so there is no excuse. Money is not the excuse. But if you're thinking, oh, would they help my child? And then scratch that. Bring your child to the mastermind. Even you will know that something happened to you and something happened to your children. Thank you so much, IJ. Could you give us your last words before we allow you run? This is supposed to be a 30-minute show. Apologies, it stretched to 54 minutes because of all the network glitches. But that's okay. Thank you very much. So, what's your last word, IJ?
All right. So to everyone out there, my last word is this. I believe that we all want to raise children who would want to impact in their generation. And I know very well that we live in a very distracting world, a very distracting generation at this point in time. Yes. And at this point in time, every parent needs the right system, the right support system they can get to get their children to that desired future that we have for them. So for us to get to that point, or for us to be able to achieve such a aim for our children, we need to look for systems like this Mastermind Academy to be able to put in our children. Another thing again is sometimes these children usually think that what we are telling them is not it's not feasible, it's not real. I can is it possible to just be good like this, or just
Very
be
true.
excellent, to just be so
Yeah.
unique in this aspect? But when they come into a system like this, they become so inspired and they're like, oh wow, this world actually exists. So this world
True.
actually helps them, they'll build the inner thing in them to become that thing you so desire. So my last word for you today is, please come in and join this mastermind. For real, we want your own children to be well skilled up in every areas of their lives. You have done your bit, you've done your best. Now bring them to a place, to the system where their own fellow mates will inspire them. Bring them. Oh, that's my last word for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ijoma. Thank you. So you've heard, I mean, the next cohort begins on the 1st of September, 2 months away from now. Just about 2 months, not even up to 2 months. All right. So this is the time, this is the time, this is the time to register your children. 6 to 14-year-olds, and let's do this. Thank you so much, Ijoma. Thank you. Love to the boys and have a lovely
Welcome.
evening. Good night. Bye.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm
Yeah. Bye.
signing out, everyone. It's past my time here. Bye.
Okay.
All
Bye
right,
bye.
then. Bye.